Yo, 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 yo. That like button. He's back. What it is. Yo, so ever since I've been on Instagram, yo, there's a whole bunch of bot accounts or people on fake pages taking up for Kodak Black. One guy told me, look into the lawsuit. So now I got a clearer understanding on Kodak Black whole situation, right? Wait, some people get in here, man. Hit that like button, share it live, man. Ready to put some tags in this video real quick. Let me tell y'all something. Kodak Black did the same thing 1090 Jake did. Is anybody familiar with who watched Byron Blake channel? And been watching the 1090 Jake exposed. I want to put this on Florida, right? But it seems as though basically, yo, what 1090 Jake did was get put on lockup and started writing grievances. Kodak Black. All right, so let me start off like this. By BOP rules, you have to be within 500 miles of where you from. You know, depending whatever federal penitentiary they send you at, it has to be within 500 miles of where you from. Kodak Black started his sentence. He wasn't in the USP. He was in the FDC. Hold on, I think that's what it's called. How Kodak Black got the Big Sandy is because Kodak Black was claiming mistreatment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Y'all follow me? So let me tell you how the system worked. He did it so with 1090 Jake situation. 1090 Jake, what's up, Rail? What the fuck is you doing? 1090 Jake was complaining about mistreatment. So they sent 1090 Jake to one of the worst Florida prisons. That's the same thing they did to Kodak Black. Kodak Black was in solitary in Florida. He was home. He complained about the guards and how they was treating them and all these other shit. So what they did was they sent him to Big Sandy. Now in Big Sandy, Kodak Black checked in the PC. So let me let y'all see this.
This is what I do. It was no different, bro. I'm not capping. I'm not like putting nothing on it. It was exactly the same as my neighborhood. You have to be serious to make it.
No, for sure.
Exactly the same.
No, for sure, for sure. So 70 months. I understand you was locked up with some celebrities while you was there.
Yeah, I guess. This is what I do. It was no different, bro. I'm not capping. I'm not like putting nothing on it. It was exactly the same as my neighborhood. You have to be serious to make it.
No, for sure.
Exactly the same.
No, for sure, for sure. So 70 months. I understand you was locked up with some celebrities while you was there.
Yeah, I guess you can call it that.
No,
Yeah,
matter of fact, let me read this lawsuit first. Kodak Black lawsuit against BOP. Rapper sues BOP alleging torture. Kodak Black, whose real name is Bill Capri, was arrested on May 11, 2019, while en route to perform at a music event in Miami Gardens, Florida. He was sentenced to 46 months in prison and 3 years supervised release on November 13, 2019, after pleading guilty to 2 counts of falsifying paperwork to obtain a firearm. The charges were based upon Capri lying about his criminal history. While at the BOP facility in Miami on October 29, 2019, so this is 6 months. May, June, July, August, September, October. This is 5 months after he was incarcerated. Was involved in an altercation with another prisoner. A guard was injured while trying to break up the fight. The incident was instrumental in Capri being sent to maximum security, USP Big Sandy in Kentucky. Capri alleged that 5 guards, enraged in an improper gang beatdown of him, as direct retaliation for injuries sustained by the guard. Upon his arrival at Big Sandy, he further alleged the guards flicked his testicles. According to Capri's lawsuit, he was forced to share a cell with a prisoner who was serving 2 life sentences. That prisoner allegedly told Capri upon his entry into the cell, "Give me 10 reasons I shouldn't kill you." The complaint asserted several reasons to argue that Capri should not have been sent to Big Sandy. First, he alleged it violates BOP policies that prisoners should generally be housed within 500 miles of their home. Next, it averred that BOP classified him as a Category 4 criminal, yet the pre-sentencing investigation report categorized Capri as a criminal Category 3, and sentencing court departed downward to Category 2. So look, y'all, in the system, right? That's what they're gonna do to you. If you in another facility and you cause a disturbance or you do, whatever, they're gonna send you to one of them max prisons. You feel me? Now I need to find the whole joint. I found one that was more detailed than that. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So when he got sent to Big Sandy, what's up, want to know? He started complaining of mistreatment. But what it sounded like that was going on is typical practices. When you go to PC. And I said this yesterday, yo, when you on protective custody, we on solitary confinement. There's going to be days where you don't go outside. There's going to be your commissary list is shortened. So there's going to be days that you can't get what you want to get. You understand? Because you're not priority at that point. You already protected. That's the priority status they giving you in protective custody. That's it. Your protection is priority. Everything else comes secondary. So he was complaining about being mistreated, not getting out of his cell, taking his phone privilege, taking his visit. Yo, all of that is standard when you're on solitary confinement. So basically what I'm getting at is he was complaining about normal things in the prison system. Not saying that it's right, but it's normal. He wasn't getting treated no differently than anybody else. So he had this issue in Miami. Wanted out of Miami. He wanted out of Miami. They gave him what he wanted. Then once they sent him to Big Sandy, he don't want to go there no more. He don't want to be there because it's too dangerous. So he checked in. So this is this guy explaining Kodak Black situation.
This is what I do. It was no different, bro. I'm not capping. I'm not like putting nothing on it. It was exactly the same as my neighborhood. You have to be serious to make it.
No, for sure.
Exactly the same.
No, for sure. So 70 months. I understand you was locked up with some celebrities while you was there.
Yeah, I guess you call it that.
Yeah, I know Kodak Black did some time there.
Kodak Black did some time in the hole. Kodak Black never came out. Like everybody exposing him saying Kodak Black checked in. So when you come to Big Sandy, I came on the bus. It was 40 people. 7 people came onto the yard. So when you come to Big Sandy, you hear all the superstitious shit. You hear everything like, and it ain't superstitious. You hear about all the stabbings. You hear about how bad it is. And Big Sandy is a locked down facility. Like, you be locked down so much time. So a lot of dudes can't do that. So when you come in on that bus, it's 40 people on that bus. When that bus stops, they like, all right, everybody get out. Go this way to go into Big Sandy or go that way to go into the shoe. And that's the special housing unit where check-ins go. Out of 40 people, 7 of us went that way. All the rest of them went to the shoe. They didn't want to go in that yard.
And you said it's like PC?
Yeah.
So Kodak Black was in PC.
Yeah.
You know this for a fact.
Yeah.
You said people coming out. I've seen people say that, but is being in a whole PC though? You know how you like somebody you get into an altercation, I've heard, and then they put you in the hole, you know. Am I misunderstanding something?
You got regular population, and you got the special.
Am I misunderstanding something?
You got regular population, and you got the special housing unit. It's called the shoe. We don't call it the hole. The hole is stage joint.
Well, say if you got into an altercation, when they send you to a special housing
to the shoe.
So he didn't get into no situation and have to go to the shoe.
Kodak Black. They said, do you want to go into the facility or do you want to go into check-in? And Kodak Black went into check-in, bro. So, like, you can't make all these loopholes. But you, like, if you went to the feds, ain't no gray areas with this shit.
It's not. It's black and white.
It's black and white. Either you going into the facility or you going into the special housing unit. And he came out and went into the special housing unit. And I'm not, it ain't nothing personal. This is just the things you learn in the feds. Ain't no gray areas with this shit. Like, literally, everybody keeps saying that because he literally decided to check in for his safety. Because all that shit he was saying shit about the Crips and Bloods and all that. About Nipsey Hussle or something.
Oh, yeah.
So they was on his ass. They was on his ass, for real. And they decided not to come out.
Dang, so you never even saw him then, huh?
Yeah, I seen him because I worked at commissary. So I was on my way out when he was coming in.
For real.
So, like, once you get your time so low, the best thing you got going for you is to go work in commissary because you make the most pay. Okay. And, like, you get first dibs on the best shit when they come. Like, the new shoes come, they come to commissary. You will want to work in there because you can grab them.
Okay.
You feel me? So, I was working in commissary, so I used to have to prepare the regular inmate shit and prepare the shoe shit. And his shit was in the shoe.
Oh, so you used to get a lot of stuff? Kodak?
Nah, you got a regular.
Oh, okay.
Regular shoe. You know, in the shoe, you can't get all that type of shit.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, in the shoe, you can't. It's a certain list that you can't get. So
let me ask you this: does that take away from somebody's credibility if they rap in a way like you rap or he rapped? If you come to prison and you check in like that?
Yeah, you a bitch. Because what are you running from? This is the same as the streets. And then that's when this is what I do.
Yo, it's really that simple, man. What are you running from? So for people. Yeah, so right. So people are sitting back like, yo, that was smart. I don't like what you mean it was smart. Like, yo, I just don't understand that logic of it being smart. What would have been smart is he stayed his ass out of jail. That would have been smart. You know what I mean? What would have been smart is if he ain't never lied on that fucking federal application that landed himself in federal prison. That would have been smart. But once he got to prison, yo, you got to stand on what you said you was. And it's really that simple, man. And then you if you listen to what he said and you go back to the lawsuit and you hear about the things that he was complaining about, it's like, bro, you put yourself in that situation. Kodak Black put himself in a messed up situation by checking in the PC. It's like he wanted to go to PC and still thought he was going to get treated like he was on general population. And that don't go like that. It don't go like that, yo. The advantage you get in PC is the fact that you're in PC. That's it. You feel me? Any other amenities or things that's supposed to be given to you while you incarcerated, once you go to PC, those things diminish. Like you heard what he said. You can't even get certain things off the commissary list. So if you go back to the shit he was complaining about. Hold on. I should have sent that shit to my email. Alright. In September 2020, rapper Kodak Black filed a lawsuit against the Federal Bureau of Prisons alleging severe abuse, torture, religious suppression while incarcerated at maximum security Big Sandy Federal Prison in Kentucky. Physical and emotional abuse. The lawsuit claimed guards at Big Sandy subjected him to routine beatings, including the gang beatdown and retaliation for an incident at a previous facility. Torture tactics. The suit alleged guards forced him into 4-point restraints for over 6 hours, forced him to urinate and defecate on himself while they laughed. He also claimed guards forced him to kneel in his underwear while being soaked. Yo, I don't believe none of this. It's the same thing when 1090 Jake wrote that grievance talking about, I'm scared to go in the general population and I don't want to go to PC because the inmates and the guards. Like, yo, this is a tactic to get moved. That's what everything he is alleging is just a tactic to get moved. Because once you make these type of claims, you definitely ain't going on the main compound, and you damn near gotta get shipped out to jail. He did this twice. He did this in a Florida prison, and when he got to Big Sandy, he did it again. But he come home and he's still rapping this gangster shit. Yo, obviously Kodak Black ain't on no gangster. He ain't on man time. He ain't on man time. Outcome and status. The lawsuit alleges, hold on. As a practicing Hebrew Israelite, Black alleged the officials denied his request to see a rabbi. Unsafe housing. The lawsuit urged that he should not have been placed in a high security facility as his security classification was incorrectly calculated. Yo, this like he act like he's not the first person that they done this to. This is basically standard. Yo, if you mess up, if you in minimum security and you get in a fight, yo, they gonna send you to max. Chances are, or not max, or at least medium. Chances are they're gonna send you to medium security prison. That's how that works. Following the lawsuit and increased media attention on his conditions, Kodak Black was transferred from USP Big Sandy to USP Thompson in Illinois. Shortly after receiving presidential commission, so he filed this lawsuit on Big Sandy, and they sent his ass to fucking Illinois. Kodak Black did his whole damn bit on PC, man. Yo, it don't matter how rich you is, yo. Why people keep saying, why does it matter how rich he is? Because in jail, yo, nobody is rich. In jail, nobody is rich. You heard what he just said. You heard the question the man just asked him. Man, I know he was going deep in conversation. He said no, he wasn't, because on PC, it's certain things that you can't even buy. Yeah, it's not about being rich. It's not about protecting your investment. It's about him not being who he said he was. That's it, and that's all. I don't believe he was, because he dropped the lawsuit. If they was treating him bad like this, why he dropped the lawsuit? He dropped the lawsuit, man. Once he got pardoned, man, once he got pardoned, his lawsuit dropped. All he was trying to do was get out of jail, man. By any means necessary. That's all it was. He was trying to get, everybody's trying to get out of jail. Nobody wants to sit in jail, man. Why the fuck, what makes you special? You know what I mean? We all trying to get out. But ain't nobody willing to do what obviously Kodak Black was willing to do to get out. That man was writing grievances, calling press conferences. Hold on, man. Kodak Black mother's press conference.
Kodak Black mother's press conference.
So my mama had me when she was 25, so.
No longer in South Florida.
I want to make sure my son okay. I want to make sure they don't kill my son.
The mother of Kodak Black in tears, fearing the fate of her son as he serves his time in federal prison.
My son is everything to me.
The concern comes after a series of social media posts painting a picture of civil rights violations behind bars. The rapper claiming he was beaten, refused medical attention, starved, and more. In one post writing, "They are strategically killing me slowly in here. I have been humiliated over and over again."
We know something happened in that prison.
His mother reaching out to high-profile attorney Benjamin Crump.
She wants to make sure that while he's in their custody, that he doesn't end up dead.
Crump and co-counsel say they were scheduled to meet with the performer Wednesday morning at a prison facility in southwest Miami-Dade.
Literally, only hours before we meet with him, they put him on a bus to Kentucky.
We believe they intentionally moved him so he couldn't meet with his attorneys.
The rapper, whose real name is Bill Capri, is currently serving nearly 4 years after pleading guilty to weapons charges stemming from his arrest in May just before he was scheduled to appear at the Rolling Loud Music Festival. Last week, his Instagram posts alleging abuse in prison got national attention.
These allegations are to be taken seriously.
And his attorneys say that's exactly what they're doing.
So we're here trying to get to the truth of what happened to Kodak Black. And his mother is demanding the truth.
If my son die, I'm gonna kill myself too. Please, please, I need help.
The attorneys are now headed to...
Man, come on now, man. Y'all tripping, man. That man put himself in that situation, man. He put himself in that situation. I ain't got no remorse for Kodak. Now, knowing what I know now, and now you look back at that, I think I can properly assess what actually happened. And what actually happened was Kodak Black was trying to do any and everything to get out of federal prison. Shouldn't have been there to begin with. You can't put yourself in that type of situation. It's the same thing like a rat. You feel me? You want to be out here committing all these crimes, and then you get caught, you want to tell on niggas. You want to be out this bitch talking all this gangster shit. Then when you get caught, now you don't want to be a gangster no more. Now you can't. Now you don't want to be a man. Now you want to check in the PC with the punks. You know what I mean? Cause that's who's on PC, man. A lot of transmissions are on PC. A lot of sex offenders are on PC. Like, I'm not, like, what the fuck? I don't want to be around these niggas. And he voluntarily went. He was so scared to be on the main compound, he'd rather chill. He'd rather be around the sex offenders. Man, y'all crazy as a motherfucker co-signing that shit. Man, I don't know. And the sex offenders and the transmissions. Yeah, man, he wanted to do his time with them. He put himself there, man, by complaining. If he ain't complained, he could have stayed. He would have stayed in Miami. That's how that worked. When you do shit like that, that's what they're gonna do, y'all. Not saying that is right, but it's standard. Anybody that been in prison will tell you that. You fuck up one place, they're gonna send you somewhere else. And they might send you at a worse facility. Now he get to the worst facility, he don't want to be there either. Hey, man, come on, man. Niggas know how that shit go, man. It ain't about being no gangster, it's about being a man. Like I said before, there's no way I can be that scared to be around other men that I'd rather be around punks. I'd rather be around transmissions. I'd rather be around child molesters, rapers, sex offenders. Man, I'm not trying to be around them niggas. The fuck I want to be around them for? Because that's who's on PC if you didn't know. You know, it's more of them on PC than anything else. Man, fuck yeah, Boosie ain't no better. You know, we been got on Boosie about that part and shit. Definitely been got on Boosie about keep begging for a pardon. Man, I did a whole video on that. Boosie was flaws and motherfucker kept begging for a pardon like that, man. Go do your time, Boosie. Boosie ain't no better for real. But, I mean, he ain't check PC, but he ain't want to stand on his motherfucking, what's called him either. He ain't want to stand on with his decision making either. So, you know, Boosie can't be on that high horse like he trying to be. But Kodak Black, yo, like there's really no explanation for that, man. You cried to get out of a jail, and they sent you to a worse one. Now you crying again. Like, god damn, bro. Like, how long was he? Why? How long was he in Illinois prison? How long was Kodak Black in the Illinois prison before he was released?
Kodak Black was in the Illinois prison for about 3 months, from around October 2020 to his release in January 2021. His sentence was commuted, which meant he was released early.
All that fucking crime. Lil Durk in population. Why you don't expect that, yo, when so many other people yo, Diddy is in population. Diddy is in population, man. It's not about money. Like, yo, why everybody keep looking at the money? At the end of the day, you take the money away, you steal a man. It's not like people keep talking about, oh, he got money. So what? So because he got money, his life is more important than mine? Like, yo, I don't understand people thinking. So since he got money, his life is more important than mine. His life is more important than yours. If he died today, his family's gonna miss him more than your family miss you. Like, yo, make that make sense to me. For the people that's saying the money, bringing the money element to it, please explain that to me to make it make sense. What does that actually mean? Seriously though, y'all. Him having money, what does that actually mean? If he did, he did. It don't matter if he had $1 million or $1. His mother gonna miss him. His father gonna miss him. His kids gonna miss him. His girl, everybody, yo, what changes? Like, yo, please, somebody, like, I don't understand that argument. I'm talking about the argument of money and the fact that he got money, which made it okay for him to go to PC. Please give me an explanation to that. Since he got money, it's cool for him to check in. Yeah, that don't make sense to me, y'all. I don't think that makes sense to most people if you really think about it. Yo, they know. It ain't no special units, bro. It's general population that is PC. Yo, PC is the special unit. That's why you get certain privileges taken away from you. You already being treated special. That's why they're gonna take phone privileges some days. Some days you're not gonna come out. Some days there will be no if they got wrecked. Some days there will be no wreck. Some days there won't be no visits. That is normal practices. But he was complaining about this. I don't know where Suge Knight at. I don't know. I don't know about Suge Knight. I'm just saying, y'all, he was complaining about standard practices. His whole bit. He was complaining about standard practices. And I don't believe them. I don't believe that he was really being mistreated like that, because why drop the lawsuit? If it was that bad, even if they commuted your sentence and pardoned you, if it was that bad, I'd have been like, man, fuck no. Nope. I ain't letting them get away with this shit. Nope. I ain't letting them get away with it. They did me dirty. They made me pee on myself. They restrained me for hours. Man, fuck that. Releasing me is not the end of this. I got to see this shit all the way through, so it don't happen to nobody else. Yeah, that's PC, bro. You can call it, you can classify how you want to classify it, bro. That's protective custody, bro. If you're in a special unit and not general population, you're on protective custody, bro. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's only 2 units. Medical unit, protective custody. You hear me? If you're on a medical tier, you're on protective custody, man. If you don't have any medical issues and you're on a medical tier, you're basically on PC, bro. If you're in a unit that house high profile inmates, you're basically on PC, bro. It's the same. It ain't no different. I don't know how he got a partner. Niggas making excuses for it. Like I said, I still don't understand. I got my fucking black mouth. I still don't understand. I still don't understand. People keep saying he got money. That sound like to me like how some people is. Like, I'm not the type of person, right? If you're a rat, you're a rat. I don't fuck how much money you got. That sounds like excusing a person snitching because he gets some money, or excusing the person being a snake because he getting money. Yeah, I know he's a snake, but he getting some money though, so I'ma fuck with him anyway. I'm not one of them people. I don't fuck how much money you got. Him having money does not justify him checking the PC. No, it's not a stick. Like, I don't think him having money makes his life more important than anybody else's in there. I don't. I think if something was to happen to him, it'd be no different than if something was to happen to me. You know, my family going mourn just like his going mourn. I don't understand the money element that people keep bringing up. It doesn't make sense to me. It don't. Only difference is, being though he might be the breadwinner of the family, taking care of more people, so more lives will be affected. But at the end of the day, time heals all wounds. Eventually, people will move on and he'll be forgotten. Just like, remembered. Just like anybody else that leaves their life. Not forgotten, but remembered. And people going to make adjustments. Like, people going to move on with their life. Life goes on. I don't understand that. And I could see if this was a situation where everybody is on protective custody that got money, everybody with money is not on protective custody. Because, for one, protective custody makes your time harder. Who voluntarily wants to be on 23-1? I could never volunteer myself for that. It's bad enough I'm in this bitch locked up. I don't want to be locked up again. I mean, like, I'm not going to voluntarily. I'm not going to be so scared to the point where I volunteer myself to be on 23-1. I volunteer myself to get less commissary. I volunteer myself to get less visits. Everything is less. I'm that scared that I'm just going, in order to protect my safety, I'm just gonna put myself in a fucked up situation. I don't know about that, man. Yeah, but babyface, that's basically what you saying. What you saying is, by you saying that you understand a millionaire, going in protective custody, you're basically saying his life is worth more than everybody else's life. That is what you're saying, bro. That's exactly what you're saying. Cause what does that matter? The money that he has, what does it matter in prison? You can only go 75 deep or whatever, or 85 deep on commissary. So it don't matter how much money you got. The most you can spend on this commissary list is whatever the max is. You can have $1 million, $10 million, $50 million. But on this commissary sheet this week, you can only spend 75, just like me. It's the max you can spend. You can only get 2 soaps, 5 noodles, just like me. So what does it matter? I don't understand it. It don't make sense to me. Wisconsin was on PC too. And making the band Chopper. So it was on protective custody too. Stay out of jail, man. If you don't want to go through them type of situations, if you're a millionaire, stay the fuck out of jail, man. Don't break law. And definitely don't break law. Get arrested, bitch up, and come back home on the same shit. Don't do that either. Yo, because he was on PC, yo. I was up there when he was on PC. I mean, I can vouch for that. You know what I mean? They cleared the hallways with making the bad chopper walk. I think Duffy's on protective custody. That's why I threw him in there, man. It was random and shit. That's why I mentioned him, man. Oh, y'all funny as a motherfucker. But yeah, though, man. It ain't really no justification, man. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You're still a man at the end of the day. Yo say he was locked up. Yo say he was on. Yo say they put him in a cell with a man that had double life. The dude told him, "Look, give me 10 reasons why I shouldn't kill you." God damn. I done smacked his ass with a tray first chance I got. That's how you move, man. Like, it's ways to move around without checking in. You can punch this correctional officer. You can start a fight on the tail. Like, it's ways to get moved, yo. Like, and it's not on no bitch ass shit. But going to the bubble or going to the correctional officers and saying, "Look, I'm in fear of my life," yo, that is crazy. I could never imagine myself saying that. What happened to niggas bleed just like us? You know what I mean? Like, what happened to that? What happened to fear no man but God? Like, what happened to these sayings that a lot of these rappers use? He just all that shit went out the window, huh? The fear no man of God aspect or element of the situation went straight out the window. I guess. Yeah, funny as shit. Man, sweet to Brooklyn, man. What it is. Yo, why does it matter if I can get a presidential pardon or not? Like, explain to me. Why does it matter? Hartmo, what it do? Why does it matter if I can get a presidential pardon? Yo, we all die, yo. Like, I don't see, I don't understand, I don't know how people view celebrities. Yo, but I don't view celebrities like that. Like, I'm not the person that'll see a celebrity and be like, yo, let me get a picture. Nah, that ain't me. I might just look at him, might give him a head nod, might not. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't one of them. You feel me? Like, I don't see y'all, I don't see them dudes as no different than me. Yo, you don't think, yo, what the fuck? What type of shit you on, man? Yeah, I'm not one of them. Like, I don't look at celebrities like that. Like, we all human beings. We all breathe. We all eat. We all shit. We all die. Like, yeah, man. That's it. You feel me? That's life in a nutshell. You feel me? I don't look at them dudes like that, man. Yo, so why Lil Durk in population right now? Just Justin. Why the NBA YoungBoy be in population? Let me ask you that, yo. Lord NBA YoungBoy just came home. He was in population. Why? Why didn't YoungBoy check PC, man? Why didn't YoungBoy, who has, I think, probably has more money than Kodak Black, who has more influence than Kodak Black, who probably has more to lose than Kodak Black, why did he decide, you know what? I'm going to do my time around the guys. Why didn't he say, you know what? I got a lot of money. You know, this is a dangerous situation. You know, I think I'm going to go PC. Why he didn't do that? Yeah, I don't even think he got to that point, Harmo. Then that's another thing. In affairs, you got cars, man. You know, you got maybe, you got people. He wasn't alone. So explain what you mean by difference. What you mean by what is different? You're right. I agree, but explain to me what you mean. What's the difference between NBA YoungBoy and Kobe? We talking about money, remember? Because that's the issue. You know, that's why people is co-signing his checking in, because he got money, right? Ain't that why people co-signing that? You said he got money, and you can understand that a person with money check in. So I'm saying NBA YoungBoy has money too. What's the difference? What's the difference in money? Is that NBA YoungBoy is more thorough than Kodak Black? Because if that's the case, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that Kodak Black obviously isn't this guy he say he is in his raps. He's not that guy. Man, YoungBoy did time. YoungBoy had 2 years, Kodak Black had 4. Diddy got 5, damn near. I can call my man right now. Let me see something.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on live right now, real quick, yo. Is Diddy on PC, yo?
Not that I know of, brother.
How niggas say Diddy holding up in there, man?
Good.
Cause I'm on live and people trying to co-sign Kodak Black checking in the PC, talking he got money.
Man, hold on, bro. I'm at work, yo. I'm gonna hit you back.
All right. Diddy in general population, man. Hello? No. Alright, I'm gonna get on top of it now. For real? Alright, got you. Alright. Alright, man. Let me get on top of this call. Oh, shit. God damn, I fucked it up. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight y'all real quick. Because it's amazing to me the amount of people that's co-signing. That's co-signing this bullshit. Now, Boosie got some flaw in him. Like I said, I don't like the fact that Boosie was begging for a pardon the way he was. I don't. Especially when it was evident that the judge was only gonna give him 2 years. Like, come on now, my nigga. It ain't like he was facing some substantial time. It got to a point in the Boosie case where it was evident, what's up, Major, that the judge was only gonna give him 2 years maximum. So at that point, it's like, what the fuck is you complaining for? Go do your 2 years and come on, nigga. You know what I mean? But make sure I hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's another day of Keep It G News, and I'm out.